getting on to the Republic, what has happened is that at some point when the Moors lost their power in the governmental system, this is around your 1800s, because they were actually running originally the United States of America from the beginning, because it was elite Moors that actually created it, not no Albions. Elite Moors actually created the United States of America, melanated folks. This is why they don't tell you about the presidents before Washington, George Washington. They don't tell you about that, all right? Because those people, a lot of them were melanated, all right? They want you to believe that it was Albions running this when it wasn't, all right? So what has happened is, George Washington comes in, and George Washington is actually a crony to the Queen of England. Washington was melanated. Now I need to get into this because I'm just wanting to get to these words. Washington was melanated. Abraham Lincoln was melanated. Everybody in between them was melanated, and they all are direct descendants of the Queen of England. The Queen of England was melanated all the way up to the mid-1800s. I need you to look up royalty, melanated royalty. Just look it up, and then you're going to find a whole bunch of sources. Read those sources. All right. So what I'm getting to is that in the Americas, melanated people, or the Moors, had started to lose their power. It started with George Washington. By the 1800s, they had pretty much lost all of their power. And this is when we start getting these different parties coming in. Republican Party, Democratic Party. Now, by the time 1871 rolled around, both of these parties were owned by Britain, as is today, still owned by Britain. And I'm not going into that today because I go into how the United States went back over to Britain and what's the difference between the United States of America versus the United States. Go to YouTube, find us at UNA Republic on YouTube, and we go through that, all right? The difference between the United States of America versus the United States. All right, so at this time, when the Moors had lost all of their power, nobody even remembers that they was in power, because history has been rewritten in 1870s. In the mid-1800s, what we call the Reconstruction era. Look that up. Look up the Reconstruction era and find out what happened and how all kind of things were rewritten and reconstructed. All right, so at this time, there was this whole plan, when we're talking about the Republican Party versus Democratic Party, to switch it to where melanated people would vote Democratic, which Democratic was not to their benefit. Let me give y'all another clue. That whole rebel flag that you all know with the cross on it and the stars, that was originally an Indian flag. Melanated folks, the original people of the land, that was originally an Indian flag. Now they got melanated folks hating that flag. That flag was originally, that cross, that was an Indian flag. Look that up. And what happened is that some kind of way they have switched it to where melanated people hate the flag and they think, oh, that flag is against us. And then you got Albions thinking that flag is for them, when the people who originally was flying that flag, they was for the enslavement of the Albion, so-called white people. They were for, because remember, the Indians originally owned slaves. Oh, we forgot about that. The original people of the land were melanated. They looked like me. They originally owned slaves. That flag belonged to Indians, and they were the ones saying, oh yeah, we want to keep these Albions enslaved. They should not have access to be a citizen. Okay? When you do your research, you'll find that there was a plan put in purposefully to get the melanated people to vote Democratic. And to this day, melanated people are still voting Democratic, and it is not even in your best interest to be voting Democratic, because it has nothing to do about protecting your rights. It has everything to do with taking away your rights. A democratic form of government, didn't I just tell you what democracy is? It means mob rule. It means that the fewer in number do not get a voice. So if you know that you as a melanated being are fewer in number, why would you partake in something that has nothing to do with your benefit? It won't even hear you because you are fewer in number. Now, we're not as few in number as they claim. It's not no 13%. Like, it's way more than that. We probably 35%. But you definitely would not be in the majority. So why would you vote in some kind of, or partake in a system that is not going to hear your voice, number one, and number two, is going against your God-given rights? It don't make sense. Now, that being said, the whole system is garbage to me. Democratic and Republican, they all are owned by the same people. So I'm not even getting involved in any of that political stuff. What I'm involved in is the Republic side of this whole game. Why? Because I know my God-given rights are protected. I stand with God. So if I'm in the Republic and I'm making sure that these entities out here know what my God is and what my God has ordained for me, then that's where I stand. You can take your Republic Party, Democratic Party, you can go over there and be by yourself in the corner. I'm going to be over here with God. There's a difference. When I speak about the Republic form of government and a Democratic form of government, I'm not talking about a Republic Party versus Democratic Party. I'm talking about standing under my God-given rights.